hanging out with us. 9:13 will be the time of the first green flag. And let's see, they rumble out of the fourth quarter, and it's Keith Brown. And Brown asserts himself at the front of the field, getting a little threat early on by Washburn in the 78. And Washburn is on the move, trying to get by Phillips and move into second. So they greyhound their way out of turn number 3 for the first time. Dominic Abatello, he is in the number 4 position right now. Remember, all he can do is win and then pray for the best. Right behind him is Ed Ryan. And we expect Ryan to be plastered to the back bumper of Abatello's car all night long. As long as Ryan keeps Abatello within arm's length, he will be having a good shot. Right now, the battle is for second, and Abatello wins that fight. And trying to emerge from the pack to stay with him is Ed Ryan, and Ryan moves into third. Then Washburn now is fourth, Mitch Bombard in the number 5 position, followed by Phillips. And also kicking up his heels in the top 7, Evan Dunnelan. At the front of the field, it is Keith Brown. We have seen him have some early success in these races. Remember, he has a long way to go. 30 laps is our distance, as he is able to scamper across the line ahead of Abatello. Abatello has 4 wins this year, more than anyone in the division. In fact, only one other Wednesday night driver has 4 wins, and that is in the X car, Sam Misek. Abatello starting to close in on Brown, and Ryan starting to close in on Abatello. Abatello takes it outside, it takes it in deep, almost even with Brown. As they are able to blister their way into the third corner, we could have a new leader as they romp around turn number 4. And as they boogie to the stripe, our new leader on lap number 6 is Abatello, taking the lead on lap number 6. In the middle of the action is Brown. He is caught between a rock and a hard place because Ryan is right behind him. And Ryan is on the verge of blasting his way into second. And he does. Ryan in second. In fourth is Bombard, followed by Washburn. Phillips has dropped back to 6. Donald in 7th. Will Rayum, the son of Bill, is running in 8th. Then it's Devin Tate. Andy Skinner has the final spot in the top 10. So Dominic Abatello working his charm at the front of the field, leading by about the length of a pool table over Ed Ryan Jr. Running in third is the 75 of Brown, so he is still having a solid run. And Roadmap Mitch, very quietly, he has had an outstanding season. He has been in the top tier of the field since the season started. Then it's Washburn, rounding out our top 5. A car goes around, that's Evan Dunnelan in car number 20, Page. So that will be Smacktoberfest, but right now, it is Championship Fest on Wild and Wacky Wednesday, 9 laps in, and a great restart for Abatello, as he looked like an arrow being shot out of a bow. But in second is Ed Ryan. He knows as long as he finishes in the top 5, he'll be celebrating a championship. But it is still a long way to go before we get there. We have a battle for third. Brown has it. In the shadows, in the fourth spot, is Bombard. And Bombard is right there as he massages the back bumper. Washburn in 5th. And then we have a pretty interesting battle for 6th and 7th as Phillips battling with Rayum. And Will Rayum is able to rid himself of Phillips, and he picks up a position. Andy Skinner starts to make a move. Andy Skinner, a big name in area tracks in the 90s. We have problems in turn 2. Will everybody make it by? It looks like that will be the case. So cars are slowing down, but nobody has stopped. But now we have a yellow. Well, we've had enough liquid on the track tonight. We don't need any additional. So Samuel Lee goes into the paddock, and we will be. He has led from lap number 24, or 24 to go, now to 18 to go, and we are ready for liftoff. Let's see what Abatello does in car number 20. He's off to a very solid start, but hanging on to his shirt tail is Ed Ryan. So Ryan content to let Abatello get the jump, but he is hanging tough with him. Remember, if the point leader wins the final race of the year, you don't have to do any arithmetic. And Ryan is going for the top spot. They are stapled together, surgically attached as they head into turn 2. Slight advantage for Abatello. Moving into third is Mitch Bombard. Bombard having another solid run. Brown fourth, Rayum in fifth. And as they stampede off the corner, Abatello by a half a car. So Abatello is leading him. All over him like wrinkles on a prune is the number 12 of Ryan. They go into turn number 3 together. Let's see what happens out the other side. Abatello by a centimeter. So what a battle we have for the two guys chasing the championship. Abatello and Ryan. Bottom shot. Crossover move for Ryan as we approach the halfway point of the race. Ryan tried to excavate his way underneath Abatello. He's going to try it again. Ryan going for the lead. They cross the line. It is still Abatello, but Ryan is in his hip pocket. In third is Bombard, followed by Brown, then Skinner now moving up to fifth. Rayum in sixth. What a race coming out of retirement. Andy Skinner, he has dusted off the cobwebs. They go to the line, and we have a new leader. On lap number 17, it is Ed Ryan that takes over the top spot. So Abatello had the lead for 11 laps, but now the lead belongs to Ryan. But how long can he keep it? Ray Phillips is out of the race. They go to the line. Abatello is back in front by a teardrop. So they are changing the lead, changing the momentum, changing the adrenaline. Now on the outside, it is a great run for Abatello. Answering back is Ryan. They bombard their way off the corner. Abatello still leads. He got the lead back on lap number 19. Now we have 11 laps to go. Here is Abatello barnstorming his way on the outside. Ryan doing his magic in the corners. They come out to the front straightaway. It is still Abatello, but not by much. Abatello is leading by 4/100ths of a second. Let's see if it can get closer. Ryan, he is embroidered to the fire suit of Abatello. They come off the line together. It is almost a dead heat. Abatello is leading by 6/100ths of a second. You cannot blink that fast. Abatello, the outside groove, has been very friendly to him in the last handful of laps. Here comes Ryan fighting back on the inside. They swashbuckle off the corner. And the man with the shock and awe is Abatello. Only 7/100ths of a second. Separate the top two. Ryan had the lead momentarily. Can he keep it? Let's see what happens as they roller coaster their way off the corner. They are dead even. Riveted together. Ryan has the lead. Ryan back in front on lap number 23. And now Abatello goes in front. Now Ryan is back in the lead. It is changing many times during the same lap. Let's see what happens when they cross the line. Ryan out in front by 6/100ths of a second. And now Ryan trying to pull away from Abatello. What a run by Ryan. He could wrap up a title if he finishes in the top 5, but he wants more than that. He wants double the trophies. Leading with 5 to go as he clears the 20 of Abatello. In third, Mitch Bombard, having one of his great runs of the season. In fourth, Andy Skinner, the feel-good story of the race. Dusting off the cobwebs and moving into the top 4. Keith Brown is 5th. Jeremy Washburn 6th. Will Rayum 7th. Devin Tate 8th. Denny Lee Hoffman is 9th. And Evan Donovan is 10th in the 14-car field. Ryan now, he is leading by about the length of a pitchfork over Abatello as they steamroll across the stripe. 3 laps are separating Ed Ryan Jr. from a track championship. Abatello is tough. Ryan trying to grab what would be his 3rd win of the year. as he whirlybirds his way off the turn. The brightest blip on the radar screen, Ed Ryan Jr., 2 laps to go. And this is how you finish a championship year in your dreams, by winning the final race of the year. Devin Tate, he is off the track. But in the spotlight, one more time around, could this be a coronation for a new champion? As Ryan, very careful, but we have a yellow. So we are ready for perhaps the final restart of the Super X car season. On the inside, Ryan, he gets going. Abatello is right there with him. Dead even, heading into turn 2. Abatello, maybe a little bit of an edge on the outside, but here comes Ryan. Ryan asserting himself as they blockbuster their way into turn number 3. Abatello a slight advantage, but that'll change as they come out of turn number 4. They blur off the corner, and the lead, Abatello, by 2/100ths of a second. Down on the backstretch, they thunder into turn number 3. Ryan in front by a nostril, by a chin. They come off the corner, leading by a horse feather. Here is Ryan, drag race to the line. Ryan on the inside. Ed Ryan wins the race. Ed Ryan wins the championship.
Yeah, by lap 18, I saw I was catching Dominic, and I was right there, and then I knew we had the car. And then just towards the end, the car got tight, and I only had one option on that restart, and just to run him up in turn 3 just a little bit to kill his groove, and we ended up getting the victory.
What does winning the championship mean to you?
It means a lot. We were consistent all year, so this kind of topped it. We never got to run a full season in 2018, but that would have been a good season, and we finally got it in 2020.
Who are the people you need to thank for the championship run?
I got to thank everyone right there, everyone in the pits that helps, Brad Caddick for helping, yeah, just everyone that comes and helps and supports.